All right, so welcome everybody to the Pick My Brain and Malloy Industries kickoff meeting. We have the illustrious, fabulous knowledge economy marketplace connector, Maxine Cunningham here as our co-host. And Max, I will pass it over to you and kind of let you drive the show this morning. And this is definitely designed to be interactive. So if folks have questions, comments, feedback throughout, please do chime in. You can come off mute, raise your hand, put it in the chat. But you know, the goal of this is to help everybody understand the Pick My Brain platform, how to use it, how to get their profile set up, and start getting those first meetings booked through it. So Max, over to you.
Amazing. Just like that. Well, it's so nice to meet you guys. Like Mike said, my name is Maxine, and before I'll get in, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself and how Pick My Brain was started. And then I'll kind of show you how I use the tool, what it's brought into my life. It's a few case studies from the marketplace, how other people are packaging and pricing your knowledge, and then the vision for how Malloy Industries can actually use it as a collective and as a community to increase our business opportunities and to better understand what we all do for one another, so we can all work on each other's behalf. So yeah, my name is Maxine. I'm CEO and founder of Pick My Brain. We've been in operation for about 4 years. Previous to this, so how I came up with the idea was actually before this, I was a environmental economist for a number of years. And while I love that job, I just got really unencouraged when I saw policies get dismantled by government. And I just I was actually a big user of couch surfing. Has anyone couch surfed before here? Is that the generation who heard that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There used to be this platform called couch surfing, and you could stay on anyone's couch for free around the world. And I probably used this site about 100 times and met hundreds of people from all around the world. And then I opened up my couch when I had a second bedroom during my master's and had about 100 people stay on my couch. And I did this for a few years and I loved it. And I met so many people, but all of my friends wouldn't use it because it was free and they thought that was weird. As an economist, I understood this and I was like, oh man, someone should really come through and monetize this. This could create such a side gig. There's so much value in inviting someone into your home. There's so much knowledge because when you have that amount of closeness. Of course, Airbnb came along and monetized, a shared room in our space, and in doing so, unlocked an entire new category of offers and services and entrepreneurs. And when I saw what they did, I just thought, holy, this company, I think I was one of the first 500 users. I was like, this company is going to change the world. This is crazy. And as an economist, it made so much sense to me because what they just did is that they formalized and put a price on a shared room, added it to a marketplace, and made it really normal to buy and sell and exchange. And so the whole world could kind of participate. And it was when I looked up, I was like, who founded this company? This is just too good. And I found that the founders were my age at the time, just 3 guys that got an idea and made this tech product that I knew I had to leave my job because Airbnb was probably going to have more environmental and social benefit than any policy I was actually working on. And I was like, and they didn't even have to go through the government. And it's not going to get dismantled. And so I quit my job and I pursued this idea of like marketplaces and what Airbnb was able to unlock with this idea. And I gave myself a year on. I went to university for 7 years to do my master's in economics. I figured, what if I made up my own university? And I used that time to figure out how to go from economist to startup founder and learn more about these marketplaces. And so I took a year on and I onboarded myself into every marketplace that possibly existed and just thought deeply. I traveled across Canada and I started picking people's brains. I was like, where is that? What is everyone else doing? What are they finding? Like, how do I make this transition? And it was in doing that I reminded myself the value of a conversation, how each of those conversations changed my path and taught me and introduced me to people I didn't know. And those people introduced me to ideas and concepts that are still with me today. And I, as an economist, started to like, what is the value of a conversation? Like, how can a conversation change my fundamental understanding of something so quickly, or introduce me to someone, or alter my path in life? And actually at the same time, my mom was actually retiring. She was a successful entrepreneur. And she was like, I don't know how to share my knowledge, Max. I was like, what? What do you mean you don't know how to share your knowledge? Like, what is the point of living if we can't pass our knowledge back down? And so all this was like swimming in my head. And I thought, and I remember Googling like how many other people were retiring every year. And if my mom was struggling to pass down her knowledge, like were all these people struggling to pass down their knowledge as well? And what exactly is the problem? And when I looked into it, it was a combination of things, but mainly it was a tech problem. My mom didn't know how to build a website, how to package and price her knowledge, how to integrate a payment, how to let the world know she was open and available. Any of that. So there was a full stop, and that knowledge wasn't being transferred. It wasn't being transferred. And so I thought, hypothetically, Mom, if I built you a profile that signaled to the world that you were open and available to sharing your time with anyone who wanted it, and you told them about yourself and all your accomplishments, would you be open to that? And she was like, yeah, for sure. And that was my first step into Pick My Brain. I'm going to design this profile. I felt so called, and I loved the perspective from an environmentalist, because I was like, oh, buying and selling and exchanging knowledge. That is a new economy. And I started researching the knowledge economy, and I was like, wow, we could build a marketplace the size of Amazon. Only on this marketplace, we could put no products. What if we just put knowledge? What if we could just buy and sell and exchange knowledge, like Airbnb allowed us to buy and sell shared space in our home? We have shared space in our brain. Made sense to me. Can we onboard that? Can we productize knowledge? And what would that make available to all of us? What if I could have a conversation with anyone in the world and know that I could dig in and learn about what they have to say in their experiences? So off I went, and I built the first prototype of Pick My Brain, onboarded my mom as my first brain, helped her package, price, and sell her knowledge. I'll share her profile, actually. She's still going. And what she ended up offering is not just her knowledge, but we got really creative about it. And here, I'll share my screen just for visual sake. And then I'll get it. I just find understanding where a company comes from is so important. So this is my mom. Her name's Sylvia. She owned a salon with about 25 stylists, and so was basically the town therapist and knew everyone. And in her, what she wanted to offer when she was retired, this is her Pick My Brain profile, is she's open for anyone to meet her and ask her story, but she also invited, how she packaged and priced her knowledge on Pick My Brain is a bit unique. But she invites people to come stay with her on Vancouver Island for 1, 2, 3 days a week or a month, picks you up from the airport, does creative getaways. She's a coach. And primarily she's actually just offered this to her community who she served for a number of years. And she probably makes about $5,000 a year hosting people, and especially women. And she's just unlocked this new revenue stream for herself that brings her complete joy. And the website is a plug and play. She doesn't have to do any of the bookings, the payments, the invoicing, the review. She just gets to be creative and unlock different offers that she can sell. So anyways, I did that and was like, wow, like that worked. I wonder if I can do the same. And so I took my prototype back there and built a Pick My Brain profile for myself. And I was like, how do I want to package and price and sell my knowledge? And I started selling it a whole bunch of different ways, from meet me's to Pick My Brain calls to a coffee and conversation was actually my first offer. And when 60 people booked and paid me for a coffee and conversation, and all the people that booked and paid me for that coffee and conversation, the people that were drawn to me because of that offer were so in alignment, because everyone was kind of, all the boundaries were set in place. I was like, I'm on to something. I could help the world productize their knowledge. And so that's what we did. So I'll just jump into the pitch now, but what we're doing is at Pick My Brain is working on building a global knowledge sharing marketplace. And on this marketplace, you can go and meet, greet, and share knowledge with anyone live. And we're still growing. We've done about $1 million of knowledge gifted and sold through the platform in the last year and a half. And we're on pursuit, like I said, to go all the way. Can we build an Amazon-sized knowledge marketplace? So I introduced myself. Again, it's a marketplace where actually everything starts with a conversation. So everyone on the marketplace is open and available to talk first, and then typically a larger transaction takes place second. So essentially what we're doing now as a company is we're helping people, organizations, communities like Malloy Industries, and universities buy, sell, and gift knowledge using profile marketplace and networking events and some creative gamification. And again, the thing that we're solving is there's two problems that we're solving. Number one, it's actually not easy to sell your knowledge, to buy, sell, and exchange knowledge. And second, it's really not easy to gain access to smart and successful people because you actually don't know if they're open and have the permission to book you, right? Everyone on this call, if I went and looked, I mean, this call might be a little bit different because we're all consultants, but I'd have to independently probably kind of go find out and see if you're open and available for a conversation just to exchange knowledge. And that wouldn't be clear. And so we're making that super easy for people that want to opt in and say, yes, I am open to sharing my knowledge through a profile that I kind of showed you. And this profile really clearly conveys that you are open and available. A marketplace, which gathers all the people in the world who are open and available to sharing their knowledge with the same format. So again, as independent consultants, we're all doing this independently with different payout mechanisms, different ways to search and find each other. And it's actually tripling up our work. So we're trying to standardize it in the same way that Shopify standardized the e-commerce industry. We're trying to standardize knowledge commerce. Here is a way that is very easy to book, buy knowledge on this marketplace and search. And then again, like I said, our very first interaction on the platform is a conversation, a meet me, which you can opt into, you can opt out of, but we ask everyone to be available just for this meet me so that people can engage and see if you're the right person to go deeper. Our high level vision is that our brand becomes synonymous with meaning that you are open and available to sharing your knowledge live, right? These ones don't really signal that I can come in and have a live conversation with you guys all, but this will. We're applying to a lot of people, but like I said, we started by focusing on individuals, and we ended up building these 1,000 people a Pick My Brain profile so they could do this. And we learned so much from watching everyone buy and sell their knowledge. And I'm going to transfer some of that learning today, but here are 4 brains that I love to talk about because of their range of diversity, how they're using the platform. Because part of using the platform is designing what you want to call in. This platform will bring people from around the world into your wake. And you got to decide who you want to come in and how you want to be of service to them. So Valdis is using his platform. He's actually been booked a lot, and I'll tell you how he got booked a lot. He's done just over 300 bookings now in like the last 6 months. And what Valdis offers, so he's a startup founder that has done a number of startups and has battled mental health. And for anyone who's a startup founder, the mental health journey is so real. And I didn't know that until I started a startup. But now what he offers on his Pick My Brain profile is like, if anyone wants to talk about startups, mental health, or LinkedIn branding, I've lived this. I've started many startups. I've been depressed. I've been on the edge. And he's being super vulnerable and open that he is open and available to exchange that knowledge. And once a week on LinkedIn, Valdis goes and writes this beautiful message to make sure his community knows that he's open and available to sharing his knowledge. And I'll show you his profile. He started that way, and he just said, anyone on every Friday, he said, anyone on my LinkedIn that needs to talk about this, I open up my calendar to 5 people a month. So a really cool thing about Pick My Brain too is you can limit your offers, because we're all about buying, selling, and gifting our knowledge. We think the combination is with knowledge very important. There's a certain amount of passing back down our knowledge that I think we should all do if we've reached some level of success. And then I think there's a point where we should charge for our knowledge as well, because it's hella valuable. So we try to find that balance. And so this is his profile. Okay, not quite 274 bookings. But every week on LinkedIn, you'd be like, dear community, if anyone wants to talk about this, I'm opening up 5 sessions. And I think he's now converted, to mostly paid offers, but he had to meet me. I wonder if it's still in here. And he did that for 5 months. And all these people from around the world reached out and booked him. And here's one of my favorite features of Pick My Brain, and I'll dive into this a little bit deeper, but everyone that books you on Pick My Brain will follow up with that person and be like, how was it? How was this person? What did you think? Are you grateful that they shared their knowledge? And you get to collect this wall of reviews. And Valdis, I went through them all and read them all one day. And it was like really powerful what his one offer that he did every week did for others around the world. And it's like, it's pretty inspiring. And it's actually my favorite part of my profile as well, is that I've got these 407 reviews from people from all around the world since I've been sharing my knowledge. And it's something that does not live anywhere else on the internet. And I remember as an independent consultant, I always, having another task to follow up with my clients, get a testimonial and put it on the website myself was just another thing to do. And I never felt it was authentic because I always knew people knew I could change it. So real authentic reviews. But anyways, Avaldos went and did this. He still does it. And then he started unlocking paid offers. And now his strategy is he wanted each offer to be a different topic. So he's got personal branding, if you want him to be a ghostwriter for you, if you have a startup idea and you want to chat about. So he's kind of like testing a bunch of offers and now is monetizing. And I'd say Avaldos gets booked for like probably five paid calls every month. But again, more than that, he's just said it's brought him employees, investment, new startups to invest in, and a really cool mentee every so often that wants to pay him for like long-term support. So every call he kind of has, listen, I'm here to help, but if you want support for like 3 months, I have a paid offer for that. So that's how Avaldos have been using Pick My Brain. And I've been so inspired and thinking about if I could find 100,000 Avaldos to gift 5 hours every month, like how does that change the game? So I watch people use it and then I think of how to scale that idea. And I think just his contribution to the world is so inspiring and it's actually so impactful. So that's one way. Hadir, she's a PhD student who grew up in Egypt. And what actually attracted me to booking Hadir and what she uses it for is just for fun. Her headline is, ask me about the Egyptian revolution and what I learned about it. Okay, so this is again outside of her, she's a PhD student, but she just wanted to invite people to that conversation when she saw Pick My Brain. And when I saw that headline, I immediately booked her. I was like, I didn't even know I wanted that. That's another thing. Sometimes on Pick My Brain, you don't even know what you want until you see the person in front of you and you're like, I'll have that conversation. I bet you I'll learn so much. And so I booked her and I had this deep conversation. It was right when Iran was going through its revolution. And I saw her title and I was like, I want to learn about what it's like to be in a revolution and maybe apply some lessons because I've never been in a revolution, having been from Canada. And so I booked this woman. We had a 30-minute conversation and I still think about it, about everything that she taught me about what it was like to be in a household where her parents felt one way and she felt the other, and she was risking her life to fight for her values. And she, again, is just like, we're both the same age, living in these completely different worlds. And again, what was transferred from that free conversation, a year later, I'm still ruminating and thinking about some of the things that she's transferred, what it would be like to fight for my values and risk my life. Like, would I do that? And when it comes down to it, would you do that? And how do you feel if your parents feel differently about that? What is that like? So for a moment in time, we got to exchange knowledge, and she's just doing it for free now that she's finishing her PhD, but that's how she's drawing in people from the world to connect with her. Yoka is our oldest brain on the platform. Yoka is a Holocaust survivor. And again, Yoka at this point in her life just wants to share her journey and her experiences with grief, emotion, and the Holocaust. So she's built a Pick My Brain profile and has probably been booked over like 30 times in the last couple months of just inviting people in to have that conversation. And this is Perry. Perry is a community leader of a non-linear movement and multi-potentialites. And he just invites every community member that he onboards into his community to have a conversation, which strengthens his entire community. And now we're building a marketplace for his community and making non-linear thinking productized. And he also charges for high ticket items, speaking gigs, workshops using Pick My Brain as well. So anyways, there's lots of examples, but I know this group is an executive consulting group, which is really interesting.
Max, can we pause real quick and just see, does anybody have any questions before we go on and things that Max can clarify?
I'm sure you're going to go through this. My question is around the marketing aspect. Obviously, in any marketplace, as soon as it gets more robust, you start filtering 5-star and topics, because that's what you do, right? So how do you control the new people coming on to help support the marketing efforts?
Yeah. I can speak to that right now and then jump back in because it's such a great question. So a few ways. So like I said before, so we started B2C where we helped individuals package, price, and sell the knowledge, like the 4 people I shared. And that marketplace, like, we're not necessarily just consulting marketplace. So you're not searching on just price. Like Hadir and a Holocaust survivor, I don't think they're in competition. In actual, we're bringing people and be like, there's a wide variety of people here you can learn from. And so we're driving people to our B2C marketplace a few ways. Number one, the profile itself has so much content to work with that we can share content on our brain's behalf in a really creative way because the profiles are so rich. So we said, like, LinkedIn is an amazing way to show off what work experience you have. Pick My Brain is an amazing way to show off how you want to be of service to the world. So number one, you've got this creative profile. It's on this marketplace. It's very diverse. And the marketplace is like, we're the most diverse marketplace in the world. Come look here and browse in these different ways. So you can cut on in filters, use like traditional marketplaces, categories, countries, languages, tags, price, reviews. But also because it's so wide, we do programs like, we're just launching this right now. It's called Meet the World's People. And it's a program for the demand side to sign up to subscribe to meeting one person from our marketplace a month. And so we're driving demand there as well. And we're also building partnerships at the same time with companies who want to diversify their thinking and be like, we've got this amazing database with thousands of people from all around the world. Why don't you get your company to browse here? So we as a company are always directing people to this diverse marketplace. Second, we're starting to build knowledge marketplaces as a service. So again, Malloy Industries, very unique niche group that Mike has already gathered and is doing that on your guys' behalf, right? He's gathered you guys with the same values, similar experiences, looking to be available fractionally as a group. And so if this group, so we're going to build a specific category for Malloy so that you guys can find one another. And again, we can market that independently as a little unit. So we can build these units that make it even more specific to market. And then the last thing.
Can I just chime in real quick too?
Yeah.
Like part of the marketing is on our side to drive people to like, hey, here's a page with all of the Malloy Industries advisors that you could be meeting with, something that I'll be doing in sales conversations as I'm trying to sell the board of advisors subscriptions. I'm viewing this in part as a tech platform that can help streamline a lot of the operations and processes in terms of booking, payments, as well as the reviews. Like she mentioned that earlier, it's real hard to like follow up with somebody and be like, hey, can you write me a 5-star review? But you get an automated email, you get another one a week later. So if you didn't do it, and it's not, there's no lift on our side, and it will, I think, build out those profiles over time to kind of have that social proof. I also have the Pick My Brain link for my profile in my signature now. So it's just like, hey, you can go here to Pick My Brain.
Yeah. And we'll get better. So what we found, there's 2 other ways that we do it. And because everyone on this marketplace, everything is driven by conversation first, not transaction, is actually the more we get Malloy industry members themselves talking to one another. So if we all committed to meeting one person from the group every month and deeply understanding, like I got to meet Neko the other day and I love him now and I know how to promote his business and I know how to use his services now. Now and into the future. And so actually our word of mouth referral just like is now forever because of one 30-minute intimate meeting. And it went longer because I was having such a good time. Right. And we just like talked about a number of other things and we opened up other opportunities for us to exchange. And so now Neko can talk about Pick My Brain and I can talk about video production services to all of my friends. And so one thing that we really promote is like, if we as a group commit to meet one person from this community every month, it will help us. Like we join this community for a reason and we can all help each other do that. So that's one other way we do it. And then the last way we do it is actually today in 2 hours, once a month, we host a giant global networking event for our entire community because we've seen this word of mouth referral. So once a month, if you're a brain on Pick My Brain, you will be invited to this global connection knowledge exchange event, which is happening 2 hours. Happy to invite you guys, where we mix and match you through breakout rooms with everyone else in the community across the world. And that also increases your exposure to markets you didn't even think of, and people that didn't even have access to you before, and they have little pods. And if you do that regularly and consistently enough, just like working out, it starts to people like, I don't market my Pick My Brain profile anymore, but it, gets fully booked all the time now, 4 years later. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. A few different ways that we showcase and point exposure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Max, let me add one other thing too that I actually learned this week. I'd had a sales meeting last week with a company, and I had a second meeting this week where I brought one of our advisors, Rory, into the meeting. It was a 30-minute meeting, and I had already pitched him on the 5K a month package. And what ended up happening was Rory talked to him, asked a few questions, gave some great advice, and like 2/3 of the way through, the client was like, "Wait, is this like your product demo?" And I was like, the light bulb went off. Like, yes. Like when a client meets one of the advisors for 30 minutes, they book a meet me with you. Like that's the product demo. That's them seeing what it's like to interact with one of our advisors, why this is so valuable. We are adding value on the front end, knowing that, the back end, the long-term relationship, I think, we'll have a lot of income. But that was a big aha for me of like, I have a first meeting, I pitch them on the board of advisors, they know what it is. Second meeting, I'm in the room or not. They need to meet somebody for 30 minutes, see what it's like, and be like, oh yeah, like if I had this person that I could email or text or meet with once a month, whatever it is, like that would really help my business. And to be able to do that through Pick My Brain, I think will be pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Look at all these people you could book for 30 minutes. I recommend this person, this person, this person. They can immediately do it with one system. And again, only $5,000 and I get 10 hours from all these people. Every month. Okay. They can see it. So that actually helps us step into the next part of like imagining. So this is a custom knowledge marketplace we just built for another client, which we're going to do for Mike. I just haven't had time to personally design it, Mike, sorry. But anyways, this will say Mike Malloy, and this will all be you. Right. And so Mike can now go to this space on the web and be like, look at my collection of human beings. And this is who I've collected and why. And you, as someone who is interested in doing business with us, can go meet any of them and see the quality yourself. And when you want to come back, PS, all of them are available for things like, and this is where we co-collaborate this stack of offers. And we can say, everyone here on Mike Malloy's Knowledge Marketplace is available for a Meet Me. What's a Meet Me? A unique 30-minute opportunity to meet, greet, and learn more about that person's services and offerings personally one-on-one. And again, you guys can limit this. You can sync it to your calendar. This just gives someone a very easy way to take the opportunity for that offer. You know what else is available on our marketplace? Everyone in our marketplace is also available for 30, 60, or 90-minute Pick My Brain calls, a one-off call where you can ask them anything. And again, these are all customizable, but prices ranging from $200 to $500. So you can book them for a 30-minute call, a 60-minute call, or a 90 if you want a deep dive. These are our prices, and all of our people are available for that, or a percent of them have opted into that. So we do one-off services. And again, Mike will be able to speak. Mike's brilliancy will be able to speak to how good you guys all are when he's selling your services and knowing that that's really doable. Same for yourselves. If you guys have ever asked, can I pick your brain? Absolutely. Here's my link. This is a service, right? And we're looking to formalize that as knowledge consultants ourselves, because that is a big lift to help answer someone's questions for 90 minutes. And then we can do fun things as a community as well. Layer on discount codes. Maybe on International Women's Day, we want to take our 60-minute offer a discount code and say Malloy's Industry is offering free consulting or 50% off consulting for women. We can do that collectively as well. Maybe everyone in this group wants to be available. Again, we can customize these however we want, but as an executive mentor. Well, what's an executive mentor? A 3, 6, or 12 pack. Well, it's where someone can meet you every single week for 30 minutes for 3, 6, or 12 months, and you support the growth of them and their company. And again, we can design that offer, right? An offer has different components: a headline, a description, a price, and what we're all going to opt into. So then Mike can go to another company and be like, does your staff need executive mentorship for your young employees? We actually have over 100 executive mentors, all ranging from this price, who are available for 3, 6, or 12-month packages. Again, if we want to opt into that. Another one that I've seen used really well with executive consultants specifically is that think about offering a fractional support package, a bundle of hours that someone can buy up front to test your services right away before entering into a retainer. Right? Entering into a retainer is a big commitment. I myself, as a startup founder, I actually buy like 10, 50-hour packages from people all the time to see how it is. And then I will jump into a longer term commitment. So again, could we all offer 10, 50, 100 hours? And again, you and I decide what we're going to do during that 10 hours. Let's say if I bought a 10-hour package from Neko just to test his services, even though I know you've got your own packages, he on that call could have been like, cool, Max, I know that you have a stack of videos that are just sitting on your YouTube. Maybe I can do something with those in 10 hours and show you my style. I'd be like, done, because I love you and I'm ready to do a custom offer really well. And then he can put me into his standardized offers in his business after I see his stuff. So it just makes that transaction really quick. Or on the phone, you could be like, listen, I can do a strategy. I can sit down and do a strategy analysis for you, maybe some SWOT, and update your board on something, but that'll be about 50 hours of work. Do you want me to do that for you? And again, right after that call, it's just the easiest way because you've conveyed exactly over the phone. You've heard them and got them into a package. And then again, you can go off system. So we can unlock things like this as a group. So that's what we're going to make available. And I'll pause there and ask for any questions based on the ideas of these packages. And then what I'll do for the last bit, Mike, if you think it's possible, is just walk through the back end of the system and show how to actually do this.
I have to ask them, a business model person,
Yeah.
is it a fee? Like, how do you get paid? What does that look like?
Yeah, so Pick My Brain's business model for B2C individuals is you can do a free Pick My Brain profile, which gives you access to the Meet Me. And if you want to unlock a number of other services, right now, actually, we only have a $30 plan, and that unlocks all offers that you want to unlock. And we actually charge 5% on that transaction of everything that you make. And that really just covers our Stripe and PayPal costs, because we collect the payment in Stripe, then we distribute it on PayPal. And then what we do with B2B is, since we build knowledge marketplaces as a service, we give groups different rates depending on how many people they want to onboard into their marketplace. So the price goes down in volume. And again, we only charge 5% to our partner, and our partner decides based on how much work they're doing marketing your services, how much cut they take. And we work that way. Does that make sense?
Max, could we just get a little more specific? Have we decided for Malloy, will there be a monthly fee for us? And then once a booking is made, what is the cut?
Yep, I'll take that. Julia, there will be no monthly fee for you guys. We will actually pay that. And I've talked to Max about it, that candidly, I only want to pay for people who actually have a booking on the site. So like if you set up a profile and nobody ever uses it, I'm not going to be paying for that on a monthly basis. But as soon as there's a meeting and people are using it, which is the goal to kind of get the user adoption, you're using it, it'll be an 80-20 split, where you'll receive 80% just like our standard mutual referral agreements. We'll keep 15 and we'll give 5% to Pick My Brain. And so that's kind of how the math will shake out, and they'll receive the payments and then disperse them accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mike, you're
Yeah.
encouraging the free Meet Me's as well?
Yeah,
Because then no one gets
like,
anything.
yeah, I think that's like it. I think it will be rare for someone to buy a package and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on you, having never met you. And so like, I think the 30-minute Meet Me is great. It will also be a great way for members to meet other members. And Max, I love what you said about like, if people commit to do one a month, like your network's going to grow and people are going to be able to refer things to each other over time.
Yeah, really good questions. And the money, yeah, you'll transparently kind of see. I'll go through how the back end looks. So I'm just in the back end of my Pick My Brain profile. So again, Shopify helps us sell e-commerce stuff. Pick My Brain is set up to help you sell your knowledge commerce. So I'll walk through this, but I'll get to this page, but essentially you'll see all the payment flow and it'll sit right here, and all of the transactions that Mike talked about will have already happened. And then you can just withdraw your earnings whenever you want on your own PayPal. And it'll all be transacted here, and you'll have a record of all of that. And the transaction costs will be taken care of, so you don't have to do anything there. But yeah, Mike, do you have
I was going to say, before you do the dashboard, raise your hand if you have set up a profile, if you've logged in, created an account with Pick My Brain, because I think it might be good to start at that early of a step to make sure that folks for the back half of this can like follow along. And I know Robert had asked me, he set up one, but the rest of folks, you haven't like created an account, you're kind of figuring it out now. So I was like, what's the best URL link for them to go to and just start creating their profile with us, and then we can help, triage questions.
Yeah, so what I was thinking is you can go to pickmybrain.world and just click start profile and start to go through the motion. And what Mike and I will do will ensure that when you do, so the process is you start a profile, and I'll walk through that a little bit and give you a high overview if you want to watch and then go do it, because it's a little bit of a thinking process to go build a profile. But essentially, what I was thinking, walk you through. You build the profile, you guys submit for review. How our team kind of works is our team looks at all the profiles, make sure they were complete, and then we push you live, and then we'll tag you accordingly. And based on Mike, myself, and the community, we can go in the back end and unlock a stack of offers that Malloy is opting into. And then you can go in and decide which ones to turn on and or create your own. So I'll speak to that a bit more, but again, it'll be strong. Mike's job will be much easier to sell all of you if we kind of standardize some of the offers that we're going to make available. And I think, Mike, we've kind of landed on them ish, but we'll just make sure that they're correct before we go back into your profile and add those. And we'll be like, hello, Malloy, all the services have been added to your offer section. Please go turn on which ones you feel you want to make available. So we'll add those, but we can start building our profiles today, no problem. So I'll just give you a walkthrough of the back end so that you're familiar with it once you do this. So high level, this is a dashboard. It's actually getting updated right now. But high level, this will keep track of all your high level knowledge stats. So you get this cool map that shows everyone in the world who is booked or who has seen your profile or booked a session with you. So that's kind of nice. You get this global overview. How many people have seen your profile from around the world. So again, more website views that Mike will be able to track collectively, which will guide how well he's giving you guys exposure, and you will be able to track independently. How far is my profile getting out? And again, the more you share it, the more you integrate it, you put it on your email signature, obviously this will go up. It attracts your reviews. This is monthly earnings, and then how many total bookings you've accepted over your duration. So again, just that high level view. And what I would also recommend is to have a workshop together as a community, Mike, and everyone decide what they want their dashboard to look like. So some mindset work, like how do you want to use your profile? What do you want it to look like? And it will help get a picture of how to make that come to fruition. There's a news feed as well, and I can work with Mike. We can customize this to Malloy specifically, but you can kind of come here and see a few of the Pick My Brain newses and who's onboarding there. Like I said, we've got this wallet. So the way Pick My Brain collects payment is through Stripe. And we collect that money on your behalf, and then we plunk it in here, kind of put it on like a record. So you have a transaction of all of the bookings that have taken place. Then that money gets stored on your credit card. You can leave it there for as long as you want. And when you're ready, you just click withdraw, and this will go to a page that allows you to submit how much you want to withdraw. That comes to our team, and we issue that and pay you out via PayPal right now. So that's the currency flow. Feel free to ask me any questions about that. Want to make sure that's super clear and transparent. And then we've got this profile section. And like I said, LinkedIn does a great job at showing where you've worked. Pick My Brain does a great job at asking about who you are and how you want to be of service to the world. And so you have these different 4 sections to kind of work with to display your genius in a unique way. And again, this really works if you have a thesis as to how you want to make yourself most available. But you'll go through here and you'll answer a number of questions. You will also start to tag your brain. Everything that you see in colored is a tag that we are using in our backend relational database to make you more found. And we're, like everyone else, integrating ChatGPT and generative AI to make these matches so that our recommendation engine will get stronger and stronger over time. So you'll be able to tag yourself. We're also integrating and partnering with a company that allow you to do an incredible introduction video. So just hold on off that, but we'll help you turn that profile picture into a video. And then you can link your entire digital identity, your LinkedIn, your social media feeds, again, to display yourself and have that aggregate of where else people can find you, like most sites. Then you've got this about section. This digs a little bit deeper. There's a whole bunch of questions here. Don't feel like you have to answer them all, but just ones that show you off, that go deeper into how you can be of service, how you can help people, what kind of questions people can ask you, what are some of your accomplishments, what is your why, what are things you care about. Again, this will evolve. We're always adding this, and our goal always is to show off people more accurately. Yeah.
And for everybody here, I want to reduce the friction here. You don't have to answer all of the questions.
No.
It can be like, hey, I'm writing a 5-paragraph essay. Where are these things? What's the stuff you have really easily? It's on your resume. It's on LinkedIn. You have a value prop in our Malloy Industries profile. Like, put the basic info in there so that people know what it is, and it can grow over time. And I also feel like after folks get a booking or 2 on here, they're like, oh, let me spice up that profile. That might, help me get some more engagement on this.
Yeah, totally. And I've had my profile for 4 years and I always add to it and change it and adjust it. So it's not a stationary thing. And then we've got your resume section, same as your LinkedIn. Very soon we'll have a button that says copy my LinkedIn over. Just working with their API right now to make that easier and easier. Then you have a portfolio section if you want to visually add, if you got video content or imagery or case studies that you might want to display, you can plunk that in your portfolio as well. I'm a vegetarian, but I was going to say the meat and potatoes or the vegetables of the meal is in the offers section. And so this is where you can actually package and price your knowledge in a wide variety of ways using our smart programmable contracts. So I got super passionate about Ethereum when it came out and its smart contracts, and it designed Pick My Brain's contracts very similarly. And again, these contracts just allow you to set your permissions to build different offers. So every offer, you can choose a type. You can sell your services one-to-one or one-to-many. Right now, our one-to-one is much more like that's our main core. And we're just introducing one-to-many offers where you can sell workshops or master classes, sessions like that. But you come here and you pick the type. So Meet Me is a one-to-one. The delivery method is how you want that connection to occur. If you select over the phone, at the time of your booking, both of your phones are going to ring and Pick My Brain is going to call and connect you with the person, and you're going to have a conversation. And when you hang up, then the smart contract will execute to leave the review. So you can have the system call both of you if you prefer that. Most of it's defaulted online. If you pick online, you just have to put your virtual link in here. I'll show you a spot where you can do that centralized, but just add your Zoom link or your Google Meet so people can find you. An offline offer is anything that happens outside of the system. So a 3-month package would be an offline offer because someone's going to book and pay you, and then you're going to go and schedule your 3 months outside the platform. 10 50-hour package is an offline offer because someone's going to book and pay that, and then you guys are going to go do that work off of the platform. So those are the delivery methods. We're just playing with category, whether it's casual or professional, user discretion. We're just seeing if it supports increasing our marketplace. And then you've got some booking details. So you can change the title, the description. Again, all of the offers that Mike and Malloy will add to your profile will be pre-templated, meaning that this will be written up for you so you can just turn on and edit it for you. But if you wanted to build a custom offer, I'm just kind of going through the components of these smart contracts. You have an opportunity to leave a confirmation message. So just a bit of user experience when someone books you. After they book you, what does the message say from you? You've got a cancellation policy in there. We've built the platform to protect the brain all the time, just in case someone cancels. I think we've had one person cancel in all of the history of Pick My Brain, but just as we scale, we're just starting to do that. So if you want to have that, you can. And then you add the rate. So what does that offer cost? Here is the limit. So again, if it's a gifted offer, I am only doing 3 a month, and when they are gone, they are gone. So you can protect your time there. And then you can set the length in minutes, hours, days, or weeks here. And then if it was a one-to-many offer, as in if it was a workshop, I'm going to pick the date and time that workshop is. But if it's a one-to-one and it's open anywhere, you don't have to set that. And then you just save the service. And you turn it on, and now the entire world can book you for that session. And if you want to turn it off, now the world cannot book me for that session. So like I said, you'll log into your offers, you'll see the sessions that we unlock for you, and you can turn them on or off, opt in always, and you can adjust them by, again, going to the different components. And you'll see, like, this is all the different offers I've offered over the years. I just play with packaging and selling my knowledge all the time. If you have any questions about how I regularly make an extra 50K selling my knowledge on the side, I'm totally happy to share different things I've sold. But again, you can start from scratch and build your own. So that's the offer section. That's how to package, price, and build new revenue streams. And I really encourage you to explore and again, lean into what Mike is going to help you best sell. Any questions there?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's pause there because I think this is the vegetable and potatoes for sure of
Nice.
of everything we're doing.
Yeah. Any questions at all?
I have a quick question. Does this connect to my personal calendar so that people know when I'm actually available?
Excellent question. So we will have almost because it's an open live marketplace. What we do is we get we have an availability section here. I'll just let it load, where you can set your general availability.
Okay.
So like I'm not available on Wednesdays, Saturdays, or Sundays, so no one will ever be able to book me at that time. But other than that, I'm open for these so that they will be every booking. I'll go walk through from the demand side what it's like to book someone. So again, really quick, if I was to book Mike for a meet me, I'm going to see the availability he set and his general availability, and I'm going to have an opportunity to request 3 slots that work because it's on demand. I'm like, do either of those work? It's not like Calendly one and done, because we want the brain to always be able to accept, reject, or reschedule a request because it's an open market. So people will request. If I send this in, Mike will get, I'll type a message to him. Hey, this is why I want to meet. And I'll book it. As soon as I do, Mike will get a text message notification.
I was gonna say, Max, go ahead and book it, and I'll show
Okay.
them like my user experience too.
Okay. Hey, Mike. Perfect. So yeah, I'll book that. And
Wow, I just got a text. It says, cool. Someone wants to book your services for a Meet Me on Pick My Brain. More details, click here. And it goes to my bookings page.
yeah, and that'll go here, and it says it's pending on Mike. And as soon as Mike clicks one of the dates that works for him, I will get a text message and an email that says your booking with Mike has been confirmed. And if my calendar is synced, which I'll show you how to do as well, that booking will automatically be added to my calendar, or I'll be able to manually add it here. And then we'll be set, and Pick My Brain will also actually remind the person 24 hours before the session and an hour before in a really fun way. And our show up rate is like 95%. And we think it's because of SMS. So that's kind of how it works. Did you accept, Mike?
Well, actually, can I share my screen real quick? Because I'll show them.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm logged in to Pick My Brain. I got the text message and was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. It's like on my back end under my bookings. Boom, it's right there. Okay, this is who booked me. These are the proposed times online. Here's my history too of, if you can see, Max and I have booked some meetings with each other in the past. So I have view booking, and this looks great. And there's also a running chat log. Like we've been communicating about different meetings and other things in here as well. Accept, and let's do the 22nd. And we're good to go. And this is my Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link here right now I use for everything. So I just have my Zoom link in the platform. Max got it confirmed. I got a text saying we're confirmed. And I know I'll get it a text 24 hours in advance as well.
Yeah, amazing. Easy peasy, making it as, oh yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. You mentioned that you're going to be doing some customization, because we're part of the Malloy group. I've already created my profile. When does that customization happen? Is there a time we'll get notified? How do I sort of make sure that we're not stepping on each other's toes when we're both editing the profile?
So you'll be good. We can both edit the profile, and I'll work with Mike, and Mike and I, as soon as we land and sign off on the services, we'll be like, dear Malloy Industries, in your back end, all the services been uploaded, and I'll probably send a video to walk you through that as well. And you'll know, and then we'll be like, hey guys, looks like we're all up and running. Now we're going to create a special category on Pick My Brain's marketplace. Malloy is now up and running as a collective. We're in business.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let me share again real quick, Robert, just, like these are the offers that we're kind of landing on with, like a Meet Me for free, Pick My Brain for 30 or 60 minutes, and then like an executive mentorship for 3, 6, or 12 months, or a fractional executive for a set number of hours. And again, these will be like default templates that you'll be able to toggle on and off. God bless you, Julia. You will also be able to customize them. Like we put in, $250 an hour. You can charge whatever rate you want. It is, and that's something designed throughout the work that we're doing, that you're able to kind of set what the market rate is, baking in that, that 20% to go to Malloy Industries and Pick My Brain in this case. But like, we'll have the descriptions for you. We'll have the custom welcome message. So you also don't have to kind of write all of that information in there. And I think maybe by the end of next week, Max, do you think we'll be able to get this up and running in all their profiles?
Yeah. Yeah. If we all have sign off and everyone's good. And another thing that we can do as a group, like this is a total co-collaborative space. If we want to be like, hey guys, do we want to launch a VIP day? We think we can charge $1,000, this much for a VIP day, and we can offer our clients a full day with our brains. Let's try it. Well, we'll go whip it up. We opt in. we all do a big push for it and see if it works. You know, we can always customize and add services and tweak them as we go, and we're going to learn as we go. This is going to be a relationship learning.
Max, one question where it says I know a lot about,
Yeah.
Above it said IMA and I could add a couple
Yeah.
tags. When it says I know a lot about, I can't add anything.
Correct.
Is there, yeah, so.
Yeah. Some of our tags are customizable. Some of them are fixed. I know a lot about is fixed, so we can do matching with people that are asking, I want to learn more about. But if anything restricts you, just know that you will have open space to also talk about yourself, and in there use the words that are limiting you. And again, now that we've got ChatGPT integration, we can read it all and actually do better matchmaking. So the profile is going to evolve a bit because technology just took a leap. But try to do your best to just use those words throughout, and just know that they're going to be picked up as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
And Max, I just saw 2 questions in the chat from Julia. One about the need, why do we need a date of birth? And the other one was, are people who want to book with me, do they need to have a profile as well on the platform?
Good question. Date of birth is just so we can keep stats on age and demographics for our brains, and also to send them happy birthday messages. So that's why we collect that. No, people do not need a profile to book you. They will need to sign up, just like if they were to buy something on Amazon or Airbnb, we need their name and their phone number when they book you, but that's it. Once they're in, they can book anybody. But this is an open community. You are bookable by anybody in the world, whether or not they have a profile. Good questions.
And also whether or not they are related to Malloy Industries or even know,
Yeah.
you know, what this is. Like you are discoverable from anybody who's kind of on there shopping for knowledge and interested in your expertise.
Yeah, totally. Okay, a few other things and then I will wrap up. So where did we leave off? Okay, so offers. Okay, so we've got a discount section too. This is just if you want to discount any of your services. And again, sometimes with groups like with Malloy Industry, do we want to decide on some standardized discounts that we want to make available? So for the last group I onboarded, we decided that we're going to offer students 50% off, nonprofits 25% off, and anyone who needs it 25% off. That was their kind of values with their community. So as a group, Mike, if you want to discuss and do a poll, if everyone wants to opt into something that further extend everyone's reach, we can do that, or you can create your own. And usually what I recommend is when you're starting off, a great way to start off is actually to take your strategy session or your Pick My Brain call. Let your community know that you're sharing your knowledge, and start with a gift. Hey, for the first 3 that book, I'm going to create a discount code. They get them for free, and that person will see your price. And again, get the discount code, understand the value, and receive the gift. So just a fun way to increase strategy. I just muted myself. Young women, I've got a young entrepreneurial women discount code. When people can't afford my strategy sessions, but they're young women, I give them a discount code because I was once a young woman without money. So whatever you feel here, you can kind of do that. Again, my bookings, Mike showed you a bit of that. That just keeps track of all your upcoming bookings this week or this month, and you'll have a record of all of the bookings that anyone has booked you for in the history of time as well. Availability, we covered that. Saved brains, so can also work with Mike as well to fill independently if we want. If Mike wants to be like, I know who I want to meet in this group, we could go in here and save different brains. So when you're on someone's profile, very similar to Airbnb, there's a little heart in the right hand corner. And if you're like, oh, I really like, it's kind of like a follow in a way, but I really want to make sure I book Mike at some point, I can favorite him and he will be saved in my wish list. And I can just come here, and I kind of do challenges for myself because I like try to meet someone from one person from every country in the world. So I like always, when there's a different country, I'll add them to my list. And I think Mike will be at the top somewhere in here. There you are. So that you can use that. And then the settings section, this is where you can sync your calendar, add a central Zoom link. So you got your name, your time zone. If you are a traveling person, make sure you remember that this is a program. And so whatever your time zone says, that's how it's going to work. And where is here it is. So there'll be, you can sync your PayPal for payout once you get money. Don't worry about doing that now. You can sync your calendar to Google, Outlook, or Apple. Again, once the booking has been accepted, it will go into your calendar. It does not read your calendar yet. And then we have a central Zoom, where is that? Zoom link. So this is if you have multiple offers and you have one Zoom, I have multiple, you can put a central Zoom link here and it'll just pre-populate all your offers so you don't have to copy and paste it in. And then just make sure that when you add that link, there's no stars in it. Sometimes you can copy your Zoom link and if you don't extend it, there'll be stars and then it'll be a dead link. So just make sure you grab the right link, but that will all be, we'll give you information to that. So yeah, high level, that is the back end to Pick My Brain. And once you kind of go live, like I said, the world can kind of come into your wake and book you for these things. And I'll show you really quick on this side what it's like to book an offline offer. So again, it's just a really quick, they're going to book me for 6 months, no date. They put their details in and they just pay. And see, I've got money on my wallet, so I can use that money to go pay for it, or I can use my credit card. If it's an event, there'll be a date. So I'm hosting a masterclass on how to build Pick My Brain profiles and how to make revenue streams. I did it on June 1st. People could book me for that date. And then, like I said, the live ones are the person gets a calendar. So that's what it looks like on the demand side. So that is what I'm here to share. I'm very excited.
Thank you, Max. I appreciate your time. I think this was very informative and helpful. Before we wrap up and things today, any questions remaining from the audience as folks have been diving in and set up their profiles? I did see Julia's comment looking for HR as something she knows a lot about.
Nice. Nice. Oh, don't see HR under I know a lot about. Yeah, the I know a lot about tags will not be exhausted to everyone's skills in the world. We're working on finding the right database. But if you, like I said, if you don't find it, just make sure it's in your bio. And now that we have generative AI, we can pull it. So it'll probably adjust actually coming in the future. I just wanted to invite you guys too, if you are free in an hour and a half, we are hosting our big global networking event. Feel free to jump in or sign up for the next one. You'll get this invitation once you push your profile live. You'll get a little welcome package, but if you want to come network and meet some people and check out the community, you're more than welcome. And if anyone wants to book me for a Pick My Brain call and ask me questions further, I'm always available on Pick My Brain. Yeah.
This is great. It's exciting.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Yeah, like feelings of like all of the above as fractional executives for sure. Hopefully it's exciting and new opportunity. Yeah.
All right. So I would be remiss if I ended this meeting without a joke. Does anybody know the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One of them's a little lighter.
That's actually so good.
All right. Nice. Class dismissed. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Awesome. And we'll definitely be in touch. And we've got a Slack channel, #PickMyBrain as well. So we'll send updates through there, and I'll share the video out to everybody who's interested, and keep you posted.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for your time. So nice.